All right, this isn't even my baby, it's Stella's baby. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Dragon Twin Mom, and today I want to talk about what you really need for baby. So what started this process out was I went back through my phone, I was scrolling through photos and videos, and I started just writing down all the stuff I used, the stuff I really liked that I used. And I realized it's too much. It's way too much. I could not make one video and talk about everything that my research yielded. So I wanted to talk about a series of videos, starting with the staples. These are things that they are constant. We used them for at least a year. Some of them we're still even using now. And I would say like they're the more boring items, if you will, or like my OG, hands down, 10 out of 10 would recommend they make this list. Like I said, if I included everything, this video would be entirely too long and nobody would watch it. So I'm starting with what you really need for baby, your staples. And then the way I see it is I'm going to move into 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, because you use different things at different points in their lives. And if you break it up into 3 months, that's just the easiest way to group it and to follow a timeline. So this is, I would say, the best way to break down all of my favorite products without making too long of a video. And, to make some interesting stuff. Like, sure, this video might be a little boring for some people, but it's everything you need. You watch this, you order everything that I recommended. I'll link everything in the description box below. You'll be set. You'll be fine. You wouldn't need anything more, in my experience, in my professional opinion. I'm going to try to get through this relatively quickly. I'm not going to, get everything correct to a T, but I will in the description. So if you're confused about a product that I'm talking about, just look down below. Category 1, transportation. You're not going to be able to take your baby home from the hospital unless you have a rear-facing car seat that is installed correctly. So be sure to have your rear-facing car seat already installed, especially as you get closer and closer to your delivery date. And also make sure that you have a compatible stroller base to go with that car seat. I'm a huge fan of the Baby Trend infant car seat carrier and the compatible double stroller base. That's what we used with my girls for the longest time. Oh, but we did forget our stroller base because I went into labor unexpectedly. So I would recommend anything you think you need as you get closer and closer to your delivery date, just pack it up and put it in the car so you will not forget. I also recommend the car seat mirrors. It gives you peace of mind when you're driving, just be able to glance in your rear view and be able to see your baby, see if they're doing okay, and a diaper bag. You will need to leave the house at some point, whether you're running errands, whether you're meeting up with friends, and you're likely going to have your baby with you. Keep it fully stocked at all times. The diaper bag is separate. Don't mix it in with the rest of your stuff. Next category is sleep. So we start with a crib. That is what we used for our girls. Each girl has her own crib. Ours actually convert to a toddler bed and then a full-size bed, which I think is really unique. And I love that it's one piece of furniture that they're going to have forever until they move out. Crib mattresses as well, at least 2 sets of fitted sheets per crib. We also used sleep sacks religiously. So we put the girls in their pajamas and in their sleep sacks. They still use them to this day. I think it made a world of a difference with them in terms of their sleep. We love our Hatch. We still use it to this day. Really, we just love the white noise aspect and the red light. That's what's on literally all the time in their nursery. You will also be needing a baby monitor. For my twins, naturally I had a double baby monitor, so 1 camera on each crib with a monitor that had the split screen. We still use it to this day. And the final thing in this category would be our Dyson heat cool fan. I absolutely love this fan. Our old house, the one that we first brought the girls home to, did not keep temperature that great, and babies like to sleep a little warmer anyway. So rather than roast ourselves out of house and home for the sake of comforting our girls, we bought them that fan. It kept their room at a specific temperature the entire time. And I think that really helped contribute to good sleep, because if the baby gets too hot or too cold, they're gonna wake up. So keep the room at a constant temperature. Get that fan. Oh, and it's an air purifier as well. So there's that. Just another reason to get it. The next category is feeding. So I am a huge fan of pumping and bottle feeding. I will sing it from the mountaintops till the end of time. You will need bottles. I would recommend at least 8 for each baby. And you're going to need nipples as well. Be sure that you're getting the proper flow level nipples depending on how old your baby is, whether or not you are breastfeeding as well during this time. That will make a difference. And be sure to change your nipples regularly. Never use nipples that somebody has given you that have already been used. and get new nipples every month. You will also need a bottle warmer, a double bottle warmer in my case, as well as a ton of burp cloths, at least 8 per baby. We didn't even use bibs. When we would feed our girls, we would just tuck a burp cloth like right into the top of their onesie, and it worked way better than any bib ever did. And then you're gonna need to clean these bottles. So you're gonna need a designated bottle brush. I would recommend whatever brand of bottle you choose to buy. For us, we chose Dr. Brown's. Then that's what you commit to. You commit to that brand. We got the Dr. Brown's bottle brush. We got the Dr. Brown's sterilizer. It just makes it so much easier when you buy everything that's meant to go together because it's under one brand. You will also need just some plain Dawn dish soap and a bottle drying rack. We loved our Boone, but we also bought one from Target because we went out of town one time and naturally I forgot the Boone. I ended up really liking that and we kept it for as long as we used bottles. And of course, I would also recommend keeping at least one canister of formula on hand just in case. If you find yourself in a situation where you cannot feed your baby, then at least you have the formula on hand. And for me, that was just that little extra peace of mind. The next category is clothing and diapering. Diapers! Oh my God, you're gonna go through so many diapers. I preferred Huggies to Pampers. That's just a personal preference of mine. I also really liked the Up and Up brand, which is the Target brand, as well as the Parents' Choice brand, which is the Walmart brand. You will also need wipes. A lot of wipes. I've used Huggies, I've used Up and Up. I have bought the fragrance-free, for sensitive skin, but I've also caved and bought the cucumber scented ones, and my girls didn't seem to have a problem with it, and frankly, the cucumber smell really made a difference for me. You will also want a diaper pail because, my God, there is something about that diaper pail where when I open it, it's like the smell of hell comes out. But I do have to give a big thank you to that pail for keeping their room smelling decent all this time. I don't know how it does it. And of course, I love our butt spoon, the ones where you just suction cup it right to the top of the dresser and, there's no mess in an already very messy environment. Along with the butt spoon, you're going to want some A&D as well as Desitin. A&D is a preventative treatment, whereas Desitin is when your baby has a rash. Just apply it like icing on a cake with your butt spoon and watch the rash disappear. You'll also need a changing pad. I have friends who used one of the Hatch ones where it would weigh your baby and it was wipeable and they loved it. I used a cheap one and I still have it and it works great. So it's really up to you, but you're going to need a changing pad. And then finally, you're going to need some easy onesies. My girls basically lived in onesies for the longest time. You're going to want the ones with the double zipper so you can unzip it from the top down as well as from the bottom up, which is really nice for middle of the night diaper changes. And you'll want the ones with the feet as well as, especially for when they're younger, the ones with like the extra fabric around their hands so you can grab the fabric and pull it over their hands because mittens don't work and babies when they're younger have a bad tendency to scratch their faces up a lot. So you're going to want that. And the last little piece that I always looked for, which is a bonus, it's not necessary, but I always liked it when it had that extra little piece of fabric at the top with a snap to keep the zipper from flipping up and poking the baby in the middle of the night. So those are the elements you really want to look for in a perfect onesie. And in terms of sizing, so when it says 0 to 3 months, that means up to 3 months. So if your baby is over 3 months, then typically you're moving into the 3 to 6, 6 to 9, and so on and so forth. And your baby might run a little small. My girls did. So just because they hit that 3-month mark doesn't necessarily mean you have to throw away all those cute little onesies that they're still wearing just because they're at that point. You can wear them for as long as your baby seems comfortable. Final category is health. And the first thing on my list for this is the booger sucker. My God, I don't know what we would have done without this thing. When Stella was just like 2 weeks old, she had a booger in her nose that when we sucked it out, it was so big it actually clogged the booger sucker. Like, that is horrifying for a baby that small to have a booger that big. I don't know how she was breathing. I really don't. So I would highly recommend that as opposed to the ones where you have to put it in the nose and suck. Like, no. I'm not doing that. This booger sucker that I'm going to link below is the best. You just turn it on, you stick it in, it sucks. It's super easy to take apart and clean. Highly recommend. You will also need a nail file slash clipper. So when my girls were younger, I would only use the file that spun around because I was terrified of clipping them. But now that they're older, believe it or not, they don't like the spinny nail file anymore. And they actually want me to use the nail clippers. They think it's really funny. They like the click. They like to see the piece of toenail. They like to see me throw it in the trash can. It's an event when we cut their toenails. Like, we all sit on the bathroom floor and, I clip and they cheer with each cut. It's really quite adorable. You will also need some designated baby soap and shampoo and bubble bath, just the gentle plain stuff. We use Johnson & Johnson, always have. It's worked great with my girls. And to go along with the soap, you're going to want a designated baby bath brush. These are actually more gentle than washcloths. I find them easier to use. Next up, a thermometer. You read online and they say, oh, the rectal thermometer is the best. Well, I never did that. I used the point and shoot and I felt like it worked well enough for me. But if you really want something that is going to be the most accurate, you're going to want to use a rectal thermometer. I'll link one that people swear by, but I'm also going to link the one that I used because it's gotten me to this point and I still have it. And finally, and maybe most importantly, you're going to want to have some medicine on hand. You're going to want to have baby ibuprofen, Tylenol, Benadryl, the works. You're going to want to have that on hand from the get-go before the baby even gets there. Oh, I actually kind of blew through that list quickly. I'm really proud of myself. So there you have it. Those are my staples. I will link everything below, like I have said before. If you have any questions, please comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't miss our next video. I want to keep this going as a series so I can talk about more fun products, not just these boring staples products, but I do hope you find this video helpful. I want to thank my OG crew and the people who support me and believe in me. I always am going to remember you guys. So until next time, bye for now.